Yes, Reds, how are we? Good morning. It's episode 7, actually. We're flying through these, kidders. Cop of the morning. What is it? Wednesday the 17th. It's my dad's birthday today. So, Dad, if you're watching, probably knocks you a miserable bastard. Happy birthday. But look, as always, the two regulars are with me. What a time to have a chat with you today. We've just said off here, it's been quiet. So, let's hopefully got a few things to discuss with you. Millie, how are you feeling? I know you've been sick. Are we getting near enough to 100%?
We're getting there. We're very much getting there. I sound a bit bunged up. I sound a lot worse than I am, but the last 2 days have been grim. But here we are. Dragged myself out of my pit, and I'm ready to talk transfers.
This is it. Ross, where have you been, lad? I'm sick of you, lad.
I've been busy, mate, and you're just not important enough in my life for me to care about you, if I'm honest.
Fuck off, then.
No. Just been busy, mate. You know what it's like. It don't stop. So, nice little break now. Nice little Kop of the morning. Back to it, and hopefully more to come.
Well, it is, and it looks closing in for Christmas. I'm sure people have been busy, and hopefully everyone has a good Christmas. Hopefully the Reds have a good Christmas, which is very important. Look, shout out to Auntie Old Chill. Happy birthday. It's to me dad, not myself. If you want to say happy birthday to me, I'll remember it in May. But look, good morning. Sobbo out till Jan. Seems to be the case. Mark, who became a member yesterday. Morning, fella. How are you doing? Lad, message me on if you want to come in the Red Aura Live Diehard group on WhatsApp. Drop me a message on Twitter privately with your WhatsApp number and I'll get you in it, lads, for any juicy gossip we hear. But look, appreciate your support as always. Smash a like and subscribe, people. I'm going to come to you first, Mil. So, look, we can say we're nearly halfway through. We're closing in. You know, the business end comes at the end of January. I think the best time to see where Liverpool are is around the end of Feb, March. That's when, for me, that's where you kind of think, have you got a potential to win anything? But January is a time, pardon me, where I think Liverpool have had some good success in January's. The Luis Diaz's, etc. Who, in my opinion, is a miss this year for me. It really is. Certainly with some of the names linked, I think. I think when you look at some of the names linked to Liverpool, makes you realise Luis Diaz was a cracking player. But look, January, I think, is a time where Liverpool have to make some change. Will make some change, but it's whether or not what's the amount. So where are you at with the Reds up to now? What do you think of also the new lads? You know, give us a little bit of thoughts to, you know, what you think of the new lads that have came in.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think when we had the transfer window that we had over the summer, we thought we'd be absolutely flying, and it's not gone 100% to plan. I think we can all hold our hands up and say that. I think Isak, I think he'll come good. Of course he will. He was one of the top strikers in the world last season. I don't think that all of a sudden he's just crap. So I think we just a little bit of patience. I think we need, definitely. Like, obviously criticise them when necessary. Florian Wirtz, we all know I love Florian Wirtz. I think you've seen in the last few weeks how good he's come. I think he's an absolute game changer. Like, you can't deny it. The way that he plays football is fantastic. And I think all the little stat goblins who are saying, oh, well, he's had no goals in this, I couldn't care less. As long as he does what he does at the moment, I could not care less. I mean, I think, look, we've got some great players. I think Kirkes is coming good as well. Kirkes, I think, has been great the last few games that he's played. So yeah. It's not all doom and gloom. It's just probably not what people expected to happen. And, you know, sometimes these things happen. You can't predict what's going to happen over the course of the first half of the season, because God knows I didn't predict this. But I'm pretty happy-ish at the moment. I can't really complain.
Yeah. Mark, I'll get back to you after the show, lad. I'll message you. I'll get in touch with you shortly. But look, Red, smash a like, subscribe. I know it's early. Get a coffee down here. Let's cheer up. Get in the Crimbo spirit. I'm sure I'll come to the Grinch next. Ross, you know, one of the things, Ross, obviously me and you're a positive person, which is good, and it's what I like about you. It hasn't been a good... I said this on the show last night, Ross. You know, take the title win out of it. 2025 has been a bad year for Liverpool as a whole, as a club. With everything that's gone on this season, like Millie's just said, we expected to do a lot better, you know. But in the grand scheme of things, it's been a difficult year, hasn't it, for Liverpool? And you know, you were one of the people, Ross, and this is why it's a great time to have this transfer thing. You were sceptical of the change in the summer.
Yeah, Yeah, I think there was a lot that went on, and like you say about 2025, I think it's been tough for the club on and off the pitch. Obviously we've had that news come out recently about that. I'm not going to even mention his name, about that guy that was at the parade. Obviously justice has been done there. We've had the Jota stuff. So yeah, like looking back on it, it's been a really tough year for the club, isn't it? And then, I think after the transfers we had, the superstars we brought in, off the back of a title win as well. You expected us, I expected us to go out and blitz the league, and hindsight's a wonderful thing, but we brought in so many players, we sold so many players. So I always said in the summer, the one thing I was like cautious about is the amount of change that's gone on, because it's hard. You have a look at Chelsea a few seasons ago. They went out and signed God knows how many players, and now it looks as if they're only just getting up to scratch now.
Still got deficiencies as well, mate.
100%, and it's more than likely Chelsea will go out and sign another 6-7 players over the next few windows. So, I think looking on it now, like, yeah, it's been disappointing. It has been disappointing, but as you said, come to the end of Feb, we could be looking at it in a completely different light. So fingers crossed we have a good Christmas, good January, and then push on and be in a position to go and challenge by the end of May.
Yeah, look, shout out to everyone in the comments. Lewis, beyond the Kop, he's one of my partner in crimes on the Anfield Index Red Room. Smash a like, subscribe, and also support Lewis. He works very hard. He's on Red Men. He does the Anfield Index. He's on BBC Merseyside Radio. He's a fucking busy fella. Lewis, if you're free next week, shout me. I'll get you on, because obviously you haven't been on in a few weeks. But look, Guffy. Fucking hell, that's like tongue. Fucking hell.
I thought you stuttered for a second.
I thought it was just like a fucking CD. Like Gareth fucking Gates. Isak will come good, but I reckon TK could be one of the best strikers the way it's going. Like Sturridge, but not as injury prone. I want to go through some before we go into the transfer links. Let's split the show up into 3 parts. What the signings we've made already. Second part will be potential signings for Jam, and third will be potential sales within the club. We're building up Millie for January. Now is the time the names are going to come out, but in particular, let's go through the ones that we brought in. I'm going to start with the goalkeeper. I know he was brought the previous year, but he's played a lot of football because Alisson, if he's like a tablet, and he'd fucking dissolve in water like Joe Gomez. But unfortunately, Mamardashvili's got a good goal this year. I think he's been really good, personally. His footwork needs massive improvement. But I'll tell you what, he looks a solid number 1 after Alisson, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously, we know Alisson is injury prone. He must be the most injury prone goalkeeper in the world. But I think Mamardashvili did a fantastic job. He did as good as he could. I mean, he's obviously still getting up to scratch, and we have been spoiled having a goalkeeper like Alisson. He's one of the best in the world, if you ignore the injury proneness. And I think he did a decent job. We can't complain. I think it's just we've been relatively shite as well alongside. So it's been difficult for him, because obviously there have been a lot of goals conceded when we had him, but that's also not purely on him. It's everything. It's our midfield and our defence were a mess as well. So I think he give it a good go. He really did, bless him.
Yeah, no, Ross, Millie sums it up well. I'll tell you what, some of the saves in the games recently, who was it against it? Villa. That save that he flicks from Matty Cash over the bar is one of the best saves I've seen in a long time. And we're used to seeing big saves. Alisson Becker, that save the other night, Ross, fucking amazing by Alisson. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think Mamardashvili, he had to start well at Liverpool. Kelleher went to, I thought, do you know what? He was brilliant at Liverpool, Kelleher. He played in the finals, etc. For me, he looked a little bit frail in the goal. He looked like a little boy. But Mamardashvili looks the total opposite. He looks like Stretch fucking Armstrong. See how fucking long his arms are?
Yeah, he's a good player. Like I watched some of his stuff at Valencia, and like some of the saves he makes there, like he's an incredible like shot stopper. I agree with you. Like I think his feet need a little bit of work. And let's be honest, like we've had it really good with Alisson. He's a freak of nature. He really is. Like his 1v1 ability, like, is unbelievable.
He's the best 1v1 keeper, isn't he, in the world?
I think so, 100%. Like the amount of times he's bailed us out, he's absolutely amazing. So I think like when we start to lose these big players, you know, we're on the horizon of looking at a Liverpool without Van Dijk, without Salah, without Alisson. You know, there's going to be a little bit of adjustment needed from us fans to go, well, I don't think we're going to have these freak of natures. You know, these guys are top level. So, but I think Mohamed Ashvili, given Alisson's been injured, like top goalkeeper, you can't argue with it as a number 2, really, can you? So,
No.
yeah.
I think it's a good, you know, he's been brought into the fold straight away. Mohamed Ashvili, I think he's done really well. Shout out to Gary as always. Talio, Red, Alisson is Bosch, extend his contract. Be interested to see what happens there. I don't know if, I think, what is it, an extra 1 year potentially that they can ignite on his, what is it, they can just fucking extend off the
club option probably, is it?
Club option, yeah. But after that, I think Ali goes to Brazil. He spoke about it, hasn't he? But look, shout out to everyone. Smash the like, subscribe, people. Another player I want to go to then, Millie, Kerkez. I'm going to go one for one, a different player so we can get into the second topic. But Kerkez, for me, he took a lot of shit that he didn't fully deserve. I think he was an early scapegoat, personally. Don't get me wrong, he had some shit moments, but throughout the start, I think he made some great appearances as well for Liverpool. And people forget, he's only 21. You know, do you know what Adam said on our show the other day, yesterday actually, and he said it to me privately? I think the worst thing that could have happened for fucking Kerkez is he was going in after Andy Robertson.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we all love Robbo, of course we do. But I think Kerkez, like you say, has unfairly been scapegoated. Don't get me wrong, he's had some moments where I thought, what are you doing? What
I
are you
could have
doing?
fucking throttled him a few times.
But it doesn't help as well that he's playing behind Cody Gakpo, who we all know my opinion of.
Tell us again.
Honestly, I can't even be asked with the fella. No, I think Kerkez is coming good. I think that fella, he would headbutt a concrete wall if he had to. He would dive into any challenge, and I think, give him his dues. He's come into a difficult position in the club anyway, because everything's just fucking shit at the moment. And the last few weeks, I've really seen that he's kind of developing, and he feels like he's fitting in more, and he's being used more, and he's having that freedom a little bit more to run up and down, and he looks better. What a shock.
Well, he has, and look, you know, CM, good mate of mine, he's saying, I think Slot has played him incorrectly like Ross. I think you'd agree on that, Ross, as well. You know, I know I'm going to want to go for one, but just on that point in particular, Ross, the manager hasn't used him well, has he?
No, I think there's been times when like Kerkez looks as if he's inverting, which is kind of the opposite of what you want from Kerkez. Like down that Bournemouth left side, he was up and down it all the time, wasn't he? And that's the one thing I can't fault Kerkez for, no matter how bad things have gone, no matter whether he's made a mistake, he's on that pitch and he's giving his all. Sometimes it seems as if
away, Ross, does he?
No. And I like his last ditch tackles as well. You know, those like little slide ins, and somehow you just think you're going to give away a foul. And then sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. But like, I think us as Liverpool fans, and like, especially us, you know, going to Anfield, Anfield appreciates a hard-working player. You know, so I
certainly got one with him. He's not going to, I don't think he'll let you down him. He'll never shy away from a big fucking occasion, him.
No, and I think you two would agree, like, if you're a hard-working player within Liverpool Football Club, you kind of become a cult hero. Like, people will back you endlessly. You know, remember when Robbo came in? I've mentioned this a few times, but when Robbo was playing against Man City and he pressed literally all around the pitch on that, like, one highlight, just chasing people, and people are standing up and going mad. So, yeah, I think, like, Kerkez, I think he'll be a really, really good player for us.
I do. I think he showed signs, and that's the thing. Look, they've been dropped into a team that's been all over the place, off the back of a crazy summer for the club. You know, I don't think we realise what actually happened in the summer. Even now, it's like, I can't believe one of our fucking forwards died. You know, God bless his soul. But I mean, you know, it affected. You know, the new players have had to come in, Millie, in particular, and to pick up off the floor the old players, because they've been so fucking upset, and the club has. But you know, he's been a player that I've seen some good signs in. But the next one, you've just mentioned it to me before, the lovingness for Florian Wirtz. And in my opinion, I think he's the best player at Liverpool, technically wise. I'm starting to see a lot more of him now. Anyone who's fucking slagging him off is chatting out their asses. This fella, you can see he's going to be one of the best players in the Premier League.
Oh, he is. What a joy he is to watch.
How lucky are we to have him, by the way?
Oh, he's unbelievable. I mean, I spend a lot of my time. I've got a couple of friends who are Spurs and Chelsea fans, and they absolutely love after every Liverpool game sending me the stats that there's no goals and assists from Florian Wirtz. I could not care less. I
Yeah.
could not care less.
You've got to
When
see
I
it on
wa-
the eye, Millie. He's fucking brilliant.
this is the thing, you can either watch football and enjoy it and see a player like him and realize how technically gifted he is and the differences that he makes all over the pitch, or you
Mm.
can cry about, oh, it's not scored a goal. Oh, shut up, I actually don't care. Like, he's so like, he's fantastic. Like, I absolutely love him, and I think, thank God we signed him, because I'd be gutted if I had to watch him play like that at another club.
But this is the thing, you know, Liverpool knew this was the player that really elevates them into the next phase, in my opinion. I know we bought strikers and stuff like that. But, you know, when you look back to, you know, when you look at Man City over the years, Ross, David Silva was the one player that made it work for City.
Yeah, they like that. They
I'm not
can be
mentioning De Bruyne because he's not like De Bruyne. I'm going with that number 10. David Silva was the perfect number 10. And I think we've got the perfect number 10 now.
Yeah, it's as you and Millie said, that he's amazing. Like, people can bang on about stats all they want, but you watch him in a game and he keeps things ticking over. And you have a look at the games he has played, right? We could easily be sitting here in a different universe and saying which could have 6, 7, 8 assists by now. Like, the amount of chances he's put on a plate and like his ability to break lines and all that. And it's just the way he plays. Like, some of his game reminds me of when we had Thiago. It's just this arrogance, like, some of his touches, some of the, like, I don't know if you've seen it. Was it on the weekend when he dribbled like through a gap of 2 players? I don't know if it was the game just gone. I just think it's to have that at the Anfield is very, very special. And I think he's going to be loved. I think he already is loved. Let's be honest.
He is. He is. You know what? He knows he's good, Florian. But you know, he's such like a humble lad, isn't he? He's like a little boy. But fuck me, he plays with such a massive aura on the pitch, I think. You know what? Right, what summed it up the other day, and a lad I know, and I used to do a podcast with him ages ago, called Ryan Adsit. He's quite big on the Brighton podcast scene. And he put a fucking thing out. I think there was like one of them things you just mentioned, Millie. You know them super mean pictures with fucking whatever they put on it. But he put, I've just watched him in my eyes. He was fucking amazing. Do you know what I mean? And that's it. And, you know, for me, he'll be the best of the signings because I think this is the player, the team, the club have got to build around. If you get Florian Wirtz playing well, fuck me, Liverpool are going to be doing well.
I was going to say, can I mention, it's nice to see as well, like, how he settled in at the club and like him and Ekatike. Yeah, did you see that photo Ekatike put up of him on the plane with mate, like, to see that, like, it's so good. Like, they're all together, you know, they're enjoying their time at the club. I was in stitches with that.
Yeah. Do you know what, Millie? A player now I have to talk about who took a little bit of stick recently, and that's Jeremy Frimpong. I think when he comes back in, he's got to pull up some trees now. In my opinion, that's the one position with a major question mark over, is that right back positioning. Because for me, I think there's question marks over Bradley and him, and it's whether or not they're the right fit for Liverpool. So he's got to come in and start well now, hasn't he?
Well, he's got to come in and start for to begin, because I mean, it feels like I've almost forgotten that he signed for us, because obviously he's been injured for a while now after he did his hamstring, I think it was. I think he has definitely got a point to prove when he comes in, because right now you would just, other than the fact that Conor Bradley likes to get his token yellow card every single game, so therefore gets suspended, and therefore is out. Other than that, you would put Conor Bradley in on default just because he has that playing time in that position far more than Jeremy Frimpong does. But I don't know. I feel like we need to see more of him. I can't really have a full judgment on him at the club without seeing him play. And I feel like I've barely seen him play at this point.
Well, this is it. Look, shout out to everyone just joining us now. Smash a like, subscribe, slot ball the head, and storming the teacup. Gary's saying here, Ross, you know, the concerns about Frimpong defensively. Do you know what though, Ross? You know, it's a profile that people questioned, him being the right back, and I do get it. You know, he's more of a front-footed player. I think the money spent on him, if it doesn't work out, the club won't feel that arsed, because if they were to ever sell him, they'd get the money back.
Yeah, they can recoup the money easily. And to be fair, like, I think when Frimpong comes back in, I think he'll do fine. I do think he'll do fine, especially this new system as well. I don't know if you've seen Kara's analysis, and I know we have different opinions on Kara, whatever it may be. But it was interesting to see the space the wing backs got. Like Kirkes had a load of space. Gomez was up on literally the right wing. There was one part of the game where those wing backs were basically at the same height at the pitch as Ekitike. And that's where Frimpong kind of made his name at Leverkusen, wasn't he? He was always bombing down that wing. So let's be honest, that right back position is there for the taking, whether that's Bradley, whether that's Frimpong. I do think it'll end up with Frimpong. Similar to what you said, Millie, I think it's tough to judge him at the minute, really, because he's been in a Liverpool side that, let's be honest, hasn't been performing well. And then he's had this injury where we haven't seen him. I can't remember the last game he played, if I'm honest. It's been a while. So, yeah, I think, as you said, he's got to come back in the squad. He's got to have some big performances and, push on, because you know what it's like. Confidence can get knocked with players very easily, and we don't want that.
Do you know, I'm going to mention a name. We haven't got enough data to discuss on it. I was devastated when I seen him go down and do his ACL, Leone, Millie. That just, do you know what? Like I said it to the boys in our group chat. That sums Liverpool's 2025 up there.
Yeah, it does. I was at the game when he did his ACL.
Could you write that? You couldn't, could you?
I genuinely believe, and I stand by this, that had he have not had that injury, we would not have been forced to watch Konate week in, week out during the spell where he's been absolutely terrible. I do think that he would have ended up playing in that position. It was gutting because, yes, it was a cup game against Southampton, but Leone looked solid in that game, and I was gutted for him. I was absolutely gutted. But, hopefully after his recovery, he'll be back fighting fit, but God knows when that will be. It's probably next season now. I don't think there's any chance of him playing this season.
No, look, no chance. It'll be late next year. It's obviously supposed to be really bad. It was just sad to see it. How the fuck do you have a young kid playing his debut and then does his ACL in the debut at Anfield? Like,
he's like 18, isn't he?
18, like, fuck me, do you know what I mean? All right, then, Russell, I won't go to you because obviously there's not a lot to talk on Leone, of course, because we've seen about 40 minutes of him. But I want to go to you and a player in particular. I think you start this one off. Hugo Ekitike.
Oh, he's amazing. I love Hugo.
He's a good one, lad.
I love Hugo. He's so, like, I don't know. He's such a character. He is, like, the way. I don't know if you've seen his. Mate, he's got 2 Instagram accounts, right? So he's got his official one. He's got 3, is he?
One's private, and then the other 2.
Oh, mate, I know he's got his official one where he uploads all of his Liverpool stuff, but his second Instagram account, looking at everything he uploads, he's hilarious. But the lad is an absolute baller. Let's be honest, he is a baller. That goal against Brighton on a weekend, literally first minute of the game, the composure to just absolutely smash it in the back of the net. And he's been so important for us this season. Can you imagine where we would be without Hugo? It'd be rough. So, but he's just got that killer about him, isn't he? Yeah. He's just the arrogance in him. And it's great because I think it's something we've lacked over the previous squads is a little bit of arrogance. We was too nice at times.
But that French fucking arrogance about him, man.
Yeah. Honestly, and the fact that he can come in off the left and we can accommodate an Isak and Ekitike up top, oh my God, that's what dreams are made of. But yeah, I love my boy Hugo. Honestly, he can come pick me up any day of the week. Come on, Hugo, let's go around Asda. Let's go down the aisles.
Yeah, you and him walking down fucking Formby Beach, lads.
Hold my hand, Hugo. Hold my hand.
Before I go to you quickly, Millie, and anti-old chill, it was at Anfield because it was in the cup game at Anfield against Southampton. So, Millie, Hugo, Gary saying he's the main number 9. Right now he is, and rightfully so. Do you know when it massively helped him that he got his move when Liverpool was still on the pre-season tour, so he's fully bedded in, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I love Ekitike. I've not one single complaint about him. He's so charismatic as well. Everything about him is fantastic. Also,
he lifted the shirt up.
Yeah, he did that. He did that literally opposite where I was sat, and I was like, why have you done this? He's great. He's an all rounder. Like you watch him play. He's fantastic. He scores goals. He's lively. He's aggressive. He's just everything you want. And you can see as well when he plays a game and he doesn't get a goal or he doesn't get an assist. You can see the frustration in him as well, which I like. I want to see you riled up. I want to see you ready to go for it, like week in, week out. He's great. And also, he's number 22, which is his lucky number and also my lucky number. So
There you
can't
go.
complain.
I love
I
to.
love
He's going
him.
to win everything. He's going to
I
win Ballon
love
d'Ors
him.
and everything.
Of course.
No, he's been fantastic. I don't think the club expected him to be as good as he is so quick. And look what he's done this year. So he's come in. You know, he knew Isak was obviously coming in as well. I don't think he takes it as an offence that he's got competition. I think he's just trying to do well for himself. He's obviously a great hit within the club. Seems a funny lad. He doesn't shut the fuck up. If you watch that video, he fucking talks for fucking forever. I think he's great. He's fucking brilliant. I think he's going to get just better and better and better. So he's still betting in. And what has he got? He's on about 10 goals now, I think. 7 of them in the league. He's got a few elsewhere, hasn't he? But you know, yeah. For instance, he's on 2 games, the last 2 Premier League games. He's got 2 back to 2 goals in both of them. Fucking brilliant. But you know, Ross, Alexander Isak, you know, I've been quite vocal on him this season. I know the player he is. I know people who watch us write him off. And I know some of our lads fucking, he's shit. He's not shit.
No,
I think this fella's massively. The summer's fucked, Isak. And he's going to be a late bloomer this season, isn't he?
Yeah, I think everything that happened between him and Newcastle, not training, not getting those preseason minutes. I can see Adam's in the chat. He's like, "Boo, get back to your wagon, Adam." Yeah. Honestly, like he's so good. He's so good, and it's notorious. Like my Newcastle mate said, he does typically start slow, and that like not having a preseason, typically a start slower in the league, and then having an injury which doesn't help. Obviously, his injury concerns that is something you've got to keep an eye on. His groin isn't the best, but I still think he's just going to be an absolute superstar for us. He's going to be an absolute superstar.
Millie, I think Ross is right. Liverpool fans just need to enjoy it. I know. Yeah, there's a question for you. Why is 22 your lucky number?
22 is my lucky number because I'm born on the 22nd. Very boring reason.
Here we
really,
go.
Really boring reason.
It's pulled it out of a fucking cracker.
I'm a simple woman.
Yeah, Millie, with regards to Isak, as long as he comes good towards the end of the season, that's the big moments for Liverpool. And he's going to have a big say in if Liverpool are to win silverware this year, I think.
It's all a matter of patience. I mean, I'm a very patient person, so for me, we know the player he is. He's a proven striker. You only have to see what he did for Newcastle. Like you can't sit here and go, oh well, he's just all of a sudden shit because he's playing for a different club. It doesn't happen like that. It's just a case of we need to wait it out, and when he gets to the level that we know he can get to, we're going to be laughing, aren't we? None of us are going to remember the last 6 months. Do you know what I mean?
Fucking on mute like a dickhead. Gary saying Isak shines next year. Guff's made an edit of Ekatike to 22 by Taylor Swift. Hopefully he sees it one day. You never know, lads. He's always active on there. Adam saying Isak will come good March onwards. I think that's the perfect time. Also, shout out to my mate Andy. He's going to be joining us this week when he's free. Andy, I'll sort it out with you today, this afternoon. We'll have a little chat. Callum's in the building now, are we, son? Make sure you smash a like and subscribe. Who else did we bring in? Because I can't fucking remember.
Trying to think now.
Ekatike, Isak versus Kirkes.
Mum, that's feeling.
Don't ask me. My brain's screwed. I've been ill.
I fucking can't remember. All right, we'll move on then. Signings then. Ross, you think you're on the Semenyo train. I'm having mixed. Apologies if I'm coughing. My fucking chest fucked. I can see someone saying slot. Woodman, that's another one. Fucking, what's the point of talking about him? Ross, let's talk about the 2 main names in particular. Semenyo, Mark Gay, right? They are obviously the biggest names linked to Liverpool. Where are you at with it?
I said to you before we went live, I said I think we signed Semenyo. Honestly, I think we do. I just think there's been too much noise around it. I know Man City are in the fray, but I often think if you're a player making a decision at this stage of who you're going to go to, and you're looking at the project, Pep must be in his final year, maybe final 2 years at City, so I suppose our performances haven't said it, but I would look at Liverpool as the more appealing project given the players we've just signed. So, but I do think I rate Semenyo massively. I think he can play on both wings. I think he can score a lot of goals. We need some wingers in the club. We do need some more wingers. Whatever happens with Salah, whether it's this summer, next summer, potentially in Jan, which is unlikely, but adding like Semenyo, who I think is homegrown as well, because I think he was at Bristol for a little while, if I may be wrong.
He started in the lower leagues, didn't he?
He did. So yeah, bringing someone in with like who's homegrown of that talent, absolutely, why not? I think he'd be an absolute hit for us. And he's direct as well. And I watched some highlights the other day, and I know highlights aren't maybe the best things to watch, but he can go down the byline, he can cut in, he's in the right places. So yeah, mate, I'd love Semenyo, and I think he signs in Jan.
Millie, the last few weeks I've been a fan. I'm a fan of Semenyo, but recently I've started thinking, is he good enough for Liverpool?
Yeah.
But now, where do you sit with it? Because I think for me, Liverpool are going to be very cautious of what they do at the minute, because especially with a winger, I think as soon as you start spending money on a winger, that's it. Then they're not going to buy another one. I don't think.
I've had similar thoughts to you, just because he has had a bit of a drought. Obviously, he scored in the United game, but
Scored
I think he's
2
been like.
fucking minutes after I tweeted about him.
But I think obviously before that he'd had like a 10 game drought or something like that. So I think that makes me a little bit cautious. I mean, obviously that's not all of his role is just scoring goals. Do you know what I mean? But it is a little bit like, oh, do we need to maybe tread carefully here and just look at all available options? But look, I wouldn't turn my nose up at Semenyo any day of the week. But if I had to choose between Semenyo and Gay, I would take Gay every day.
Yeah, I think right now the more important position is a centre half. When you're down to 2, you can't really be fucking focusing on forwards. I don't know whether you agree, Ross. You're in on some. Actually, for me, I just think there's better players out there. I do. I think if you said to me, Ross, pick one, my opinion would be get Mark Gay and wait till the summer on the forwards. If we had the option for Bradley Barcola in the summer, I'd take that over Semenyo.
Yeah, I think if Barcola was available, then yeah, let's not be silly. Barcola has proven at the top end of football that he can perform. So yeah, I think it's logical to say you'd pick Barcola over Semenyo, but I see us going for a winger in January, and then I could additionally see us going for a winger in the summer.
Why though? Why though? Because when you've got 2 number 9s, Ross, how do you get them all in?
But I think the way we play and the way we're going to be playing, we're changing systems all the time. And let's be honest, like we can play 2 number 9s one game, which would be beneficial.
Yeah.
It's going to work. Like playing that narrow diamond, which we have played. Obviously, we've stepped up a little bit. Things are going okay at the minute, but that may not work all the time. And I think you need to have options. And there's some players like Semenyo. Some of the highlights I was watching, he was very central for like receiving the ball. If say Bournemouth were going down the flanks with their fullbacks, Semenyo seemed to be quite central. So bringing someone like that in, I suppose it all depends on how we're going to set up. If we're going to stick with this diamond, then we'll have a different conversation. Do we need another striker? But I do think you need that like dangerous width about you, and that's where I could see us with Gakpo. Obviously, he's just signed a new contract, so he'll be with us maybe a little while. We definitely need to replace Diaz, 100%. Like in hindsight, Diaz going now was really bad. Salah, that question mark. We're going to be really, really short on wingers, and we can't rely on Rio as we have done, this season.
Yeah, I think Millie, a lot depends on Mo Salah. See, for me, I think Semenyo's better on the right hand side, as he was against you. Well, I know he scored against United, but I think his best striking foot is his left foot. So being on the right hand side is for me his favourite position. But if I was looking at him or Elise for that right hand side, I'd be Elise. This is not me saying Semenyo's not a good player. He's a very good player. I don't know. I kind of feel like when you look at what the press are talking about, it feels to me like Liverpool have moved off it a bit. You know what I mean? You're seeing more Man City, Spurs, and United like move to the front of the queue ever so slightly. Do you think that's potentially Liverpool just going? We just need to sit tight a little bit.
I think we have potentially, like the club have taken their foot off the gas a little bit because, even though we've had this ridiculous transfer window and I don't know. I think we were all in. I mean, you could not see through the rumours for us going for Semenyo a few weeks ago. And it does feel like it's kind of cooled off a little bit now. So I wonder whether it's either we've taken our foot off the gas or we're trying to play a little bit hard to see if we can get him. Is the other obviously on the shoes on the other foot. So I don't know. I mean, of course I'd be happy to see him play for us, but like you say, like if Elise was available, I'd obviously pick Elise.
Yeah, look, Ross, there's a few good options. I want to go through some of the centre back ones in particular.
Yeah.
You know, a few of the names is obviously Jeremy Jacquet or Jacket. Fuck, I'm shit with names, me lad. 20-year-old French fella from Rennes. He's a name that's picked up. Another one I think is going to be right up the list is Joel Ordonez from Club Brugge, another centre half, young lad. Then obviously, I know we've got Mark Gay, but then you've obviously got Schlotterbeck. So with a few of the names out there, you can see the two positions in particular that Liverpool are targeting big style. Centre half and obviously a winger. Right now, I think we can all agree centre half's the most important one due to Liverpool's frailties in the position. Now, like CM saying here, Joel Ordonez has huge potential. I don't know whether you've seen much of him, Ross, but you brought the name up when we were writing them all down before we went live. Where do you think this is a name? Because he's been linked with Liverpool a fair bit now.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I haven't seen a lot of him. I haven't, so I can't pass opinion on how he plays or whatever. But I've seen his name being linked with us a few times, and I think that highlights maybe. Listen, I think we're after two centre backs. Personally, I think Gomez at some point will be moved on. He
has to now, lads. He's fucking finished, isn't he?
Yeah, it's just a shame because I think back to 2019, Gomez was when he was beside Van Dijk. They looked untouchable, but we're at the stage now where we can't sit around. So I think Liverpool will target a more experienced centre half, the Schlotterbecks, the Mark Gahey's, and then they'll target a prospect or a up and comer centre back that can really make waves. So that's where we're seeing those Ordonez names and. I think Leone was a prospect as well. He's only 18 years old. So, and we have to prepare for life without Van Dijk. That's going to happen. We say 2 years from now, that's going to come around very, very quick. So, I could see us targeting a younger profile and a more experienced profile. I would like Gahey and maybe that Ordonez.
Yeah. I think that'd be a great choice, mate. Very good.
Yeah. So, just see what the club do from there, really.
Before I go to Adam's thing, Millie, one thing we've fucking forgot about is fucking Canate signing a new deal. That's quietened massively down recently. But like Ross he's just mentioned Van Dijk. Van Dijk can't be expected to play every single minute right now. This is why Liverpool, in my opinion, 100% will be bringing someone in January for centre half.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not even a case of will be. We need to be. There is no. It's like an absolute. I mean, why we didn't just pay the extra 5 million for Yay over the summer and get the deal across the line, I'll never know. But Van de Ven, I would take Van de Ven any day of the week. I love Mickey Van de Ven.
Fit, though, can he?
No, that's his one issue. But he loves Liverpool. He's a Liverpool fan.
So do I, but I'm not getting a fucking game, am I?
Well, yeah, obviously, neither am I. I'm be puffing out my arsehole after about 3 minutes. I love Van de Ven. I actually love Van de Ven. I think he'd be a great signing for us, but his fitness is the worry, and we can't be signing anyone for the back four that has got injury concerns because knowing us, we're so unlucky of a club that he'd have a wonderful season at Spurs with no injuries, come to us, and he'd be out for 2 seasons. It's just, we're a bad luck. Bad luck.
Do you know what? When you look at it more, I've just brought Joel Ordonez his stats up, and they're talking about, because he's from Ecuador, they're talking about him as one of the best centre-halves potentially in Europe. And to me, with his age being, he's 21, Ross, I think he's going to be the one, him on Mark, eh?
Yeah, I think so. I think that younger and the thing is, Club Brugge or however you pronounce their name, Brugge, I don't know. They've been playing in the Champions League, So to have that experience as a 21-year-old playing in the
Forget
Champions
that.
League.
You do forget that, yeah.
Yeah. So like you're playing tough games, and they've played some tough teams. So he's coming up against elite players. Do you know what I mean? So I know Callum just said Thomas Araujo. Yeah, I seen his name mentioned. It was in the summer we were looking at him. But yeah, I think like January we need to get Gay over the line. Just throw Palace 25 mil and just get it done.
Do it, because what we have. Do you know what? For all the effort that's fucking gone into it, do you know if we lose him, how fucking stupid do we look?
It if we go into January now and these clubs are circling, I know Madrid are being linked with Upamecano. I know there's question marks at Madrid over Alaba and so on. They could easily go and get Mark Gay as well. And that lifestyle, I know like deadline day, Mark Gay was basically near enough joining us until it got pulled. But he's had 6 months to sit there now and think about his options and think about what he wants. And sunny Spain on massive wages does sound appealing, But yeah,
It's Liverpool are fucking. They'll be kicking themselves at that. They really will be. I think. I think having Mark Gay around the club, I don't think we'd have had as many defeats personally. I think we'd have been a lot better with him in the side. And I think that was a blow for the club, for all the efforts that they went into. Bavarians saying here, I'm not Edo's linked with them two sporting centre backs for a while, and Diamande and Inacio. Yeah, they're names that haven't been popped up for a while. Maybe they're just not good enough, lads. Inacio was linked for fucking an English move for a long time. Diamande was piped up to be really good as well. But I want to pose a question to you both before we move into talking on some of the other wingers. Millie, Canate though, it has gone quiet with regards to the contract talk. Where do you sit with it? Where do you think this goes? I'm still unsure, mate. I really am unsure. Maybe the quietness maybe pushes more people to think he's going to stay.
I don't know. I think I'm more inclined to say that he will stay than he will go, because Madrid very publicly came out and basically said that they're not interested in him anymore, which I quite frankly would die of embarrassment if I was him. If someone came out and went, "Yeah, by the way, I actually don't want you." Let me be very clear.
You
I
shit.
think he stays, and I think as much as he frustrates me as a player, I don't really want to lose anyone at the back at the moment. I don't think we're in a position where we can, unless we strengthen that significantly over January in the summer transfer window. So I think he stays, but I don't think the club pay him what he's asking. I think they'll come to a more reasonable weekly salary. I say reasonable like it's not hundreds of thousands of pounds a week, but
yeah. I think you nail it there. And the reason why I say that is we can't really be losing more people, because I think in the summer, 2/3 of the back line could go. Robbo could be one. Simicast could go. That could be the fourth one. He's still within the club. He's still on the books. You've obviously got Gomez. There's no way he fucking sees the summer through, Joe Gomez. Not a chance. Do you know what I mean? And fucking obviously, Canate. And if Mo Salah goes, for instance, don't be shocked if Virgil went as well. I'm not just saying that. And I know it's not a good thought, but just don't put it past, because if Mo's going, they could consider Virgil going as well. Look, I think everyone's had a fucking poor season at Liverpool, it's safe to say. But I do think Virgil sees his contract out, but you can never put it past anything. You know what I mean? It's simple as that. But let's go into some of the wingers then. Let's see if there's any comments, actually. Someone said he deserves 200k plus, does he? Either? Probably about right with what's going on there, but he's fucking not doing any favours, is he? Antio Chill saying, don't Liverpool have a recall option with a pre-signed contract ready for Quansah? No, I think it was they have a buyback clause of about 60 million if they want, isn't it, in a few years. I wouldn't have him back anytime soon. I'm not a big fan of him personally. I don't know what you used to.
He's not been doing too bad at Leverkusen, from what I understand. I thought that from an outside view, I've seen Leverkusen are quite happy with him. He's been called up the England squad as well, right?
Fuck knows, I don't watch England.
No, I don't know. It's I thought Leverkusen were quite happy with him, but I don't know.
We'll have to see. He's better developing, lads. You can't be taking it fucking out, because we're going to talk on a player that went in the summer. He's not playing. But I won't mention his name just yet. So look, if you just joined us, smash the like, subscribe. Ross, I'm going to come to you first then. A couple of winger names. We obviously spoke some, the others are the likes of Diamande, the young lad. I think he's 20 from Leipzig. Obviously, Michael Elise. And then you've got Minter from Brighton. I think the club are looking at Minter as well. I do think he's one of the names they're looking at.
Yeah, no, Minter's been on the radar for a little while, isn't he? I know he got let go from. Well, I say let go from Newcastle. He had a transfer away from Newcastle, didn't he? Due to the financial issues.
Yeah,
I think he's wicked. Do you see that ball he put through for? I think it was Alisson's save, right?
Yeah.
The ball he put through, like, it's ridiculous. And he runs his ass off as well. He works hard. So, I can absolutely see why the club would want to go for someone like Minter. You know, in the Prem, he's got that experience, used to the physicality of it. So, yeah, Minter makes sense. It's just what price are Brighton going to put on him? That's the scary thing. Because when we start getting into like the 17 and 80 mils, would you go for Minter for 70, 80 mil?
No.
That's what I think Brighton will demand of him. When you have a look at the other players they've been
Well,
shipping
they've fucking
off,
done that with every fucking signing apart from Maka, didn't he?
this is it. Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what? You know, I'm going to come to Adam's comment in a minute, but he mentioned a player there. A player that I think really Liverpool missed out on. Pedro Neto.
He was injury prone though, wasn't he?
But he's keeping fit now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing good. He scored against Cardiff last
Fucking hell, what a goal that was, lad.
It was a very good goal. Very good goal.
I think he's always been a player that I've liked when I've seen him live, Pedro Neto. I thought he was fucking brilliant. Seen Wolves loads of times. And he was always a great player. Millie, is there any let's bring it up. Anthony Gordon. He is liked within Liverpool. I don't think he's done well in the last two seasons. Is he a player that you'd take?
From watching him the last 2 seasons, I wouldn't really have any great interest in having Anthony Gordon at the club. I can't lie. I don't know. There's just something about him as well. I'm not 100% sold on him. I don't think he's had a great season so far this season either. And he doesn't excite me. He doesn't excite me. And the Newcastle fans are not happy with him either. So he doesn't excite me. I know is he a Liverpool fan?
Yeah.
But I'm just a bit like, I'm like apathetic to him. Like, I'm really not okay. Like, we could sign him, but I wouldn't be excited about signing him.
Yeah, I think the boat's moved for the Anthony Gordon now, Ross.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because it was talked about not last summer, but the summer before when I think he was very, very close to joining us.
Yeah.
But yeah, my Newcastle mate again. I've seen a few tweets by him about Gordon and so on. I just think there's a lot of toxicity around Newcastle at the minute. They're not performing well, are they? So, and yeah, I'm all for it. Mate. They give us an hard time in the summer.
He did. I'll tell you one thing though. They made a fucking great choice with that Walter Marder Newcastle.
Yeah, do you see his header against Sunderland? Amazing.
Unbelievable.
What a goal.
What a goal.
Fucking, I love that. Was actually a cracking game. That, you know, a fair play to Sunderland, lad. That, you know, I watched that documentary Sunderland Till I Die, and they were in
good.
That was fucking brilliant. That, weren't it? That club has come so fucking far, Millie, hasn't it?
You gotta love a story like that. Like, I'm buzzing for Sunderland with how they've been in the league this season. And I mean, I think they're staying up. I think it's almost guaranteed at this point unless something catastrophic happens. And I'm glad. I think they've proved themselves.
The league.
They've had it's a great story how they've got up to this point. And look,
carry on, my door's gone. Just go.
Oh my God, we're in charge.
He shouldn't leave us like this.
No, I was thinking, what should we say about him?
Everyone unfollow Ben on Twitter, and then follow us instead. I think that's a good plan.
Much more entertaining.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my God, sorry everyone, I'm sniffing so much it's actually disgusting. Slot told me we need Jacob Murphy. Yeah, I'm so glad he came out and said that. Really helpful, mainly because I tweeted something months ago about it. And everyone came and hated on me, which was very
sorry
sad.
about that. The Amazon fella fucking knocks on this door. Don't
worry, we said it. We held the fort.
I know, yeah, I heard you shitbags in the background saying everyone. Fucking hell, this is what I mean. See what I'm gonna put up with, fucking Gary D's fucking picking on me, lad. Leo, I think I can't see anything with him personally.
Isn't he linked with Arsenal as well?
fat news. They're just fuck. I can't stand them.
They're on one at the minute.
I've seen cracks appearing, Ross. I've started to see it now.
This is the thing, right? I know we're going slightly off topic, but just stay within touching distance, at least until we can go to the Emirates. Just stay within touching distance, and then we can.
We're not going to win it. Let's make it fucking difficult for them.
Even if
But
we come away with
also-
a draw.
Also, as well, can I just say, for a team that are supposed to be flying and absolutely pissing the league, they could not beat Wolves. Wolves have 2 points. Wolves scored all 3 goals in that game. They didn't score a single goal. Like, that's embarrassing. I mean, we've been shit, but like, at least we score our own goals. Do you know what I mean?
That first goal against Wolves, or was it? Did it bounce off the post and hit the keeper and went in? And I'm just sitting there thinking, how are you getting away with it again? Like, how are these goals going in? Madness.
I think their asses are twitching now, though, with City fucking closing in.
This will define them now, because they've been in this situation for the last 2-3 seasons. They've been within touching distance of the league.
It failed again.
And this is what defines you as a title winning team. You know, Arsenal have been clear. Let's be honest, we was clear at the start of the season, and we shit the bed with it. It is what it is. But this will test Arsenal with City breathing down their necks. Do they have the minerals to follow it through? So
when you look at the weekends, City are at home to West Ham. Easy banker for them.
Yeah.
And Arsenal are away to Everton.
Well, that's tough. That's a tough game. And Everton, I think, are a good side at the minute.
Well, a few people keep mentioning Illiman and Dye. I think he's a fucking cracking player for Everton.
He's great.
He's wicked.
He's brilliant, isn't he?
He is wicked.
He's got that Coutinho about him, which I like, and you know he's a great player. Even though he is a winger for some reason, I think he'd be a great number 10. Right, then who else? Do you know what? We've gone through the names, so yeah, I want an honest opinion now. Before we look to start going into the last phase of the show, we'll wrap up on the hour mark. How many signings did Liverpool make in January, Ross?
2.
2.
I think a centre back and a winger, and I think it'll be Gahey, and I think it'll be Semenyo.
Millie, where are you at?
I'm the same. I've thought it would be 2 for the longest time, and I think Gay is. If we don't get Gay across the line, that's just mortifying at this point. The amount of time and effort that we've put into it, and then I do think we get Semenyo, but I'm not 100% sold on Semenyo yet. So yeah, I think that's kind of what's written on the wall.
It's a good way to sum it up, actually. I think there's a chance. There always is a chance, you know. Liverpool's names are still pinned to it, but I'm just unsure at the minute. But DM7910 is saying transfer talk seems to be quiet at the moment around Liverpool. And even the journalists like David Lynch and Lewis Steele don't think the January window will be busy.
That's classic Michael Edwards and club, though, right?
I don't want to tell everyone we're fucking signing players.
This is it. They keep things under wraps, and they'll use the media when they need to use the media. It's classic Mickey Edwards.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens, though, in the next couple of weeks with regards to Semenyo. And the reason being is, I think if Liverpool aren't going for him, they will shut it down proper.
100%. Yeah.
Because it's not like they need to battle for him, is it? There's a release clause. They'll know if they're getting the player or not.
And this is why I think we'll get him, is because Richard Hughes probably... Well, I don't know if he was there when Semenyo signed. Well,
I think he brought him into fucking... Bournemouth,
this is it. You know, if you look at the Semenyo deal, Richard Hughes coming in, putting his arm around him, going, you know, come join us at Liverpool now. He brought him to Bournemouth. This is where I think we have the edge.
I would not rule out Man City, though, because Doku's just gone down, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I think that's the winger type we need.
We need someone who's going to get people off his seat and absolutely just run at people. And I think
outstanding Doku this season, doesn't he?
He's taken it up another level.
Yeah.
He has. How many seasons has he been with City now? Because I always looked to City when they signed the players, especially under Pep, that their first season under Pep was like underwhelming, but then players would really take it up a gear with their second year with Pep. And I think Doku he's been wicked.
He brought him in. He signed him in August 2023.
So you get second season, third season.
Third season, yeah.
Yeah, like
but like young wingers can take time. That's, you know, this is a player that I think Liverpool need to be all over.
Oh, he is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Proper fucking player him. Okay then, Millie, this is the questions now which, you know, we have to be a bit more cutthroat. potential sales within the club, all loans. Fucking kids outside to my bastard head in. Sorry, people. Fucking hell. Can you see anyone going?
I can. I think.
Ooh, let's
Are we
see
talking-
who we got.
I can see us potentially loaning Rio out, and I don't want us to. But what is the point in leaving him sitting there?
He's fucking
doing
wasting
nothing.
away now like that trainee, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't like it, and I don't agree with it. I also am very sad to say, but I think Chiesa may be leaving us. And I think, do you know what? As much as I love him, I think he should, because for some reason Slot just fucking hates him and won't play him. And he's wasting his time sitting there as well. Like I can genuinely hand and heart see him going, and that upsets me greatly, because I think he's one of the only players that's actually given a shit this season. Every time he's been on the pitch, and for some reason our manager just hates him.
You've upset. Fucking hell. That's it. Podcast
I'm
over.
sorry. I'm sorry. It hurts my heart as well, because I love him.
I think this is spot on by Dicko. Shout out to Dicko as always. Let us know how you're getting on with your snooker comps, lads. But Ross, this is important. It's the World Cup here. Chiesa and Endo.
Yeah, players are going to want to play. These were the two I was going to say are more than likely to go. Endo hasn't really got a lot of minutes for us recently, is he? I don't think he's...
He came on
barely
to
seen him.
shore up the game and we fucking lost at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, so Endo, I think, was one of those stopgap signings. He kind of became an overnight cult hero, didn't he? I hope LB's not in the chat, because I know LB's a big Endo advocate. So
with his little tracky on and his fucking Endo mask.
It's going to be interesting. Actually, it's going to be interesting if Endo does leave. Who's LB going to change his profile photo to?
Gakpo, I'd say.
We'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, Endo and Chiesa, I think, are most likely to leave. I could see Rio on leave now. On loan, sorry, now Millie. Now you've mentioned it. If we sign another wing, I could absolutely see that.
Yeah, do you know what? I understand people calling. We've seen it in the chat. You know, we've got some great comments as always. We've got 39 in the house on a Wednesday afternoon, morning, should I say? And I think that's brilliant. That shows how good they want to listen to you. Do you know what I mean? They just probably think I'm a prick.
It's all about me and Millie. It's all about me and Millie.
I'm the knobhead on the bottom of the screen. No, but look, I think with regards to Rio, his big chance this season should have came after that Newcastle game when he scored. I was there, nearly broke my fucking ankle falling down the stairs when he's celebrating. However, it must be something in training that he's obviously not doing, because he did play him. Do you know what I mean?
I don't even think it's that.
But we need to be playing him for the under-21s then. He needs to be getting time elsewhere. He doesn't just.
I think he should be getting 15 minutes at the end of the games, but he's not, is he?
No, he's someone who's got energy. Do you know what I mean?
Not
Like, bring him on.
Yeah, not unless we're losing. They bring him on when we're losing.
It's a waste. He's a waste right now, because he's not even getting games when Liverpool have needed subs recently.
No, I just think the reason he hasn't played is because I don't think we've actually fully defined our starting 11 and how we want to play. So how can you bring a youngster into it? I think there was an article like maybe a couple of weeks ago where they were saying like Liverpool are being cautious with the likes of Trainioni and Rio not to drag him into a bad situation. And let's be honest, we haven't been good. We haven't been that good recently, but we're look on the up anyway.
This is This is why I love doing the podcast. These fucking comments, lad. That's true. He's certainly got something. Fucking hell. Do you know this player in particular, Millie? Do you see him being at Liverpool next season, Gakpo?
Yes, unfortunately. As much as it pains me to say, I mean, he's not long signed a new contract, is he? So I don't.
I mean, fuck all that though.
Obviously, but as long as Slot's here, Gakpo's here, there's absolutely no doubt about that, because them two are like this. There's no separating the pair of them.
I think he goes in the summer.
I hope so. I wouldn't complain.
I think he goes, and the reason being is I don't think he's as effective in the system that Liverpool want to go. And I think he's the type of player that he's the type of player for me that would be saying things to the fucking to the manager, why aren't I playing? And I don't think he'd accept sitting on the bench. Well, yeah, someone said he's the Saddam Hussein of left wingers.
Oh my God. Bless
That's
you.
how much he's done well this year, isn't it? He's known as that. No, but look, he's got to massively improve. I think him coming out the side for a bit is probably a bit of a blessing for him. Take a bit of the pressure off him. He still scores goals, Cody Gakpo. But a big question before we wrap it up. One word answer. Come to you first, Ross. I always could give you pressure first. Right?
Go on.
Does the manager see it through January?
Yes.
Interesting. Millie, does the manager see it through January?
Yes.
Okay.
If things continue as they're going right now.
Okay. I'll give you my opinion next week. I'll be honest. I still think he could go.
I mean, I wouldn't complain because I may or may not have put 20 quid on him being the next Premier League manager to go. So if they want to sack him, go for it. But I can't see him doing it when things seem to be on the up.
Yeah, Adam's lost his fucking head. He's back slotty and he's wrapping up.
I'm not
Oh, mate,
slotting,
go
I'm not-
fucking drive your lorry, lad. I just think right now, there's a few comments, some saying no, some saying yes. So yeah, nobody fucking no. That's the old Sheila saying yes. I think the fact is that we're going to sack the manager. I said this on 2 shows yesterday. One of them was ours. There's got to be a plan. They can't rush anything. There are too many games now. We're going through a big period. January's important. Sometimes we might just have to just keep it tight for now. We're not losing, so let's just go with it. I think the big thing for Liverpool is they're probably watching is how Liverpool handle getting beat again. That's the big thing, isn't it? I'll be honest, because I think the manager's handled us losing games so bad in the next game after it.
I think a lot depends on what happens with Alonso at Madrid as well.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if he gets sacked and then we lose. That's where the talk will happen, Mona.
Yeah, because I think it's widely known that he was the first choice. So whether that could sway a few heads up the top end of the structure, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Because I'll be honest, I'll be very honest with you. I don't think the club want an interim manager. That's just not. They don't do loan deals for fucking players. They're not going to do a fucking part-time fucking manager, are they? But yeah, well, look, we'll wrap it up. As I say, each week more names probably pop up with regards to transfers, so we'll start bringing the transfer talk back in a bit more. Greg is in. What's that fucking picture? Fucking hell! Hi, Greg, how are you? Fucking hell! Well, look, people, just smash a like and subscribe. This fucking podcast, this Red or Alive, mate, is a mad house, lad. Fucking hell. Let's just put you right off. But a very great show as always. Look, much appreciated. Smash a like and subscribe, people. We're just working out what shows we're going to do. Here he is. Here's my mate who thinks Mo Salah's starting on the weekend. You'll know what I mean. Fucking forgot that he's going to AFCON. Mark, as always. But Reds, look, we'll be back soon. We've got loads of shows lined up. And as I say, we've got the build-up for the
Spurs.
The Spurs game. I think we win on the weekend. Don't know about yous. But that's all to fucking find out. So, Reds, see you in a bit.